So, previous video, because I'm pretty much doing this back to back at this point. Previous video on Leviticus chapter 21. Well, pretty much not trusting the enemy when Esau used the thing of which he pushed out for people to take in their arms, to feel good, really. It's all psychological manipulation of the way Esau was pushing it, man. So of course, that leads to this scripture right here, man. We're not ignorant to Satan's devices. Him using psychological manipulation to try and get people to get the chip, man. That's what it is. So, and of course with his spells which he casts in the on the left hand side, man, with all those demons, making people to sin, specifically Israel, go to a wayward life and whatnot. But let me actually get to the point where it says in this precepts, 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. Says here, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should let me read that again. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. We know he uses psychological manipulation and multiple technologies, man. Making the algorithms on the phone more addictive through TikTok, so that people keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. There's many things, man. There's many things. But of course, pertaining to the mark of the beast, though, he's going to use a lot of hard psychological manipulation through the media, to push this thing out, man. This J right here.
Like you.
Fast forward to this J right here. He may be acting as though he's in disagreement of what Elon Musk is doing. But of course, in the time to come, where the pressure is on, he's probably going to take it anyways, man. Because, he's pretty much well invested in this world, man. You can see him right now. Yeah, the point, you already tell from the appearance alone, man. So, I don't need to say too much. But yeah, 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. And that's really most of Israel too. 2 Corinthians 2 verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage over us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, man. We're not ignorant. That's why I've got to keep studying, being aware of these things, what's happening in the news, in terms of prophecy as well. We keep preaching, we keep teaching, man. We're not ignorant, so that we don't fall into into Satan's hands. That's why, we've always got to pray to Yahweh for more wisdom, for more faith. We've got to keep studying the scriptures as well. And we just got to keep enjoying, man. That's what we've got to do. Because can't be falling into traps like these, man. You just cannot. Because, in the beginning, he mentioned a joke about trying to, because I know I mentioned this in the video. He mentioned a joke about controlling the mind of them.
Chip in your brain to control your mind.
See, right there. Let me actually try and pick up the volume a bit more.
NeuraLink.
Sure.
So, firstly, can you explain what NeuraLink is and what the goal of it is?
We put a chip in your brain to control your mind. Yeah.
It's all fun and jokes, yeah, until the reality actually kicks in, man. Can't even get enough sleep. That's because you haven't paid the bill for your house. You keep receiving notifications to your brain. Imagine living in that type of world. Nonsense, man. People honestly think so foolishly. This ain't no joke, because that can actually happen, man. That can actually happen. I don't know if brothers watch Black Mirror, but Black Mirror is like a Netflix show that shows some dystopian series. That are all separate from each other, but it's all linked to a near future dystopian society, man. Imagine, let me actually see. There's one called Striking Vipers. Black Mirror. Striking Vipers. I made a video a long time ago about this. So yeah, I thought I did. Probably got like copyright or something. But yeah, the point is, in Black Mirror, this episode right here, where you see the guy's eyes, he's got he ain't got a chip, but the thing is, in the episode right there, he had there were these contact lenses which you use for gaming. That was what the episode was about. And I'm not gonna spoil it, in case any of you brothers want to know. But that's a key point. There were contact lenses, man. And things with the NeuraLink chip, and with those contact lenses, it's super immersive. So imagine when because Elon Musk did say also it can restore vision, and if it's able to restore vision, wouldn't you also be able to argue that it can manipulate vision as well? So imagine the time to come, Esau then blinds people who want to show some resistance to his system. You're there. Imagine like a person, typical 2/3 Jake or a heathen is there. They agreed to get the NeuraLink chip. And low key. See, let me actually zoom in. Because I keep jumping left, right, center. Because you see this thing right here. That's connected to his brain. Okay, so low-key, yeah, it is a chip in that episode. Somewhat of a chip. It's external, not much internal, but chip combined with contact lenses. I'm trying to remember the episode, to be honest. Salaki, but I think it's a chip of which connects to the brain, of which it controls what you see. So as one dreams, when you have those vivid dreams, that's basically what it feels like this episode. That's the way they narrated it. So, of course, in this episode, man, that psychological manipulation because of is even better through the immersiveness of it, man. And it's all step by step. From phones, tablets, and screens, external screens to virtual reality, those headsets. From virtual reality, there's then going to be contact lenses, and contact lenses finally to the NeuraLink chip, the mark of the beast, man. That's what it's all going to come down to, step by step, man, gradually. So, let's see, what was that on? But yeah, the point is, man, imagine being able to, Esau's going to be able to manipulate thoughts, man. I remember reading the article that Facebook released some time ago, probably like last year or so, about being able to measure micro muscles in your neck when you have specific thoughts. Because when you have specific thoughts and maybe you may say something in your head, they'll be able to interpret that, man, through the micro muscles in your neck. That's the thing, which is pretty much mind reading. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. They literally released this article, man. Shows off mind reading technology. Starts finding for brain reading computer interface. I don't know if it's this one, but it was something to the neck. It was one of those like side articles where you got to scroll down for a bit before you even see it. Let's see. But yeah, man, just know that technology exists, man. That technology exists. So you don't know what type of there's many uses that Esau's gonna use it for, man. Many what's the word? Cruel intentions that he has to use with that technology, the chip. As I said, man, imagine. The person isn't able to pay a bill, pays it late. And you just constantly keep getting reminded in the night. You gotta pay a bill, or you ain't gonna be able to sleep. And, Esau can blind a person as well. Just because he got lying wonders, he can blind a person. Because if he can restore the dark vision, he can simply take it as well. He can easily take it off, man. Never trust thine enemy, as the scriptures say. Never trust thine enemy, right here. Ecclesiasticus 12 verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for as as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness, man. You know. So yeah, the point is, don't trust Esau either. Let me get another precept. Israel, man, some of them are pretty much done before everything's actually done, which means they're destroyed before the actual destruction commences. And I'm talking about their mind. And again, so that's why God keeps saying, Thou Shah, that He's woken us up to this truth, man, that we're aware of things of which the world is not aware of, you know, which the rest of Israel, the 2/3, are not aware of. Again, Yahweh will be also be part of the elect, man, part of the 1/3, because of course it's not certified, but we keep going, we keep enjoying, we keep praying that we are part of that group. So yeah, and yeah, going into that transhumanist agenda, man, that this guy Zubi was talking about.
The cortexes of all the humans have put into trying to get laid is insane.
That's going to keep the species going.
Yeah, but
I don't think it was that part, but there's one thing that I mentioned about the transhumanist agenda or something, which is really what the mark of the beast goes into.
It sounds fine.
Yeah,
good.
that's like hard to argue with.
Yeah. But long term, I think the concern that people have is this just leading us into this dystopian transhumanist future? Where does it go? What are the ethical boundaries of it?
Well, I mean, the thing I wanted to emphasize is that it's not going to like sort of pounce on us overnight. You'll see it coming. It's going to be very slow. In fact, I really think that artificial general intelligence, digital superintelligence, is likely to arrive before we have really advanced neural links. At least that's where the trend is right now.
Yeah, man. So, of course, it all goes back to the mark of the beast system, man. It all goes back into AI, the microchip implant, the 5G, the 6G technology, telecommunications network. All these other technologies upcoming, it's all gonna link to the beast system, man. They just gotta set it all up and pretty much make it final. Put all these things together, and Esau's gonna do what he's gonna do, but up to his inevitable end of destruction through nuclear missiles, as I mentioned in Joel 2. So that's that. And of course, the reason why Israel thinks so foolishly is because of this, man. It's because of this. They want that easy life. Anyways, Isaiah 30 verse 10, which say to the seers, prophets, see not, and to the prophets. Let me actually go to the KJV, because I think seers talking about like visionaries or something, visionaries or prophets. So let me type it up here. Isaiah 30 and then go to the root words. Isaiah 30 verse 10. Let me read it first, then I'll go to the root words of seers right here. So, which Isaiah 30 verse 10, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. So of course Israel wants to hear deception, man. They don't want to hear no truth, that they're going to be destroyed if they take the chip, man. Because most of Israel, they're going to take it because of pressure, man. They're going to take it because of pressure, because of the fact that they can't eat, they ain't going to be able to buy clothing, they can't look after themselves. All these everyday things that people take for granted, man. Being able to have a bath, simple things just like that, man. All because those things would then be because of those simple things would then be taken from them, which Yahweh Hashem Yashai has said is able to provide them, man. Let me actually get that as well. Actually, before I get that, let me actually go to the root word of seers. Because we're supposed to trust in Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man. Especially in that time, even more so. Because of the fact that we're detaching from Esau's system. As soon as that mark of the beast is declared, and you can't live without it, super hard to live without it.